Hello friends, once again I am in front of you with new video and brand new topic. So in this video I am going to discuss emotional development part 1, that is the role of Bhagavad Gita on emotions. Along with that we are going to discuss certain quotations also regarding emotions and what is the definition of emotions. What are the universal emotions described by the various scholars, researchers, psychologists? And finally, in this video, we are going to discuss what are the basic characteristics as defined by the Silverman in 1978 of emotions. So, dear friends, ready to discuss with me with new josh and idea to learn and to develop as a good psychologist. The new topic today, emotional development and role of Bhagavad Gita in emotions. That is, I call it as a part 1. Dear friends, as I discussed in various videos and various forums, that Bhagavad Gita is not a property of particular community or a particular geographical location or a country. Bhagavad Gita is for humanity and Bhagavad Gita is of humanity. So, what this beautiful, I call it the book, tell about the emotions. So, we'll be starting our video with two, three quotations. Karl Picard in 2010 said that although emotions are very good informants, they can be very bad advisors. As there is one maxim goes about the electricity, that electricity is a good servant but a bad master. Similar is the case with the fire. Similar is the case with your emotions. Emotions can inform you about various external events or internal events occurring around you or inside you. But if you take advice from them, that can be detrimental for your health as well as for your behavior and for your role in society. That is the meaning behind this maxim. And Marcus D. One argues that emotions has taught mankind to reason. Yes, the logic we offer, the reasoning we offer is the outcome of emotions. And what I believe is emotions are the offshoot of sensory informations. Means that information has to be there for your emotions to occur. That information might occur come from your external environment or may come from their internal sources. But someone has to come, some information has to come. Along with that, from that information, there is a behavior, there is a response, psychophysiological response from the body, and that can be your emotions. So, dear friends, these are the three main quotations I took from various sources, and the third is this my own quotation. So, if you like it, you can read it or write it in your exam, and you can study it. They are very important. And so, we'll be moving to the Bhagavad Gita's role on emotions. Bhagavad Gita is a very important and very peaceful, or you can say very simple book. You can read it. You can read the perspective you read through the Gita, you'll learn that thing only. So I have gone through Bhagavad Gita with the perspective of a psychologist, as a psychology student. So let us see. We start with the chapter 2 and sloka 15. What Bhagavad Gita say in this sloka is, Gita teaches us to have total control over emotions without getting disturbed by them. Means the first point is you have to have control on your own emotions, and that control has to be external as well as internal. If you are happy, if you are sad, if you are controlling yourself not to show someone that you are happy or sad, that is your external control. But you have to be internally also, you have to control yourself and never to get disturbed by the emotions. This is the crux of this sloka. Because if you get disturbed, there is a psychophysical response. And that plays with your ideas, your beliefs, your thinking pattern. So you have to be balanced. An individual must display emotions appropriate to his temperament, situation, people. This is a very important thing. You are going to display your emotions based on your temperament and in which type of situation you are and which type of people are around you. On the basis of that only you have to supposed to display or manifest your emotions. Now move to the next chapter. No, sorry, the same chapter 2 and Shlok 62. After that, we are going to discuss Shlok 63 too. But these both Shlokas 62 and 63 of chapter number 2 are interrelated. They prepare a cycle. So let us go with this. Indulgence in sensory gratification and related contemplation leads to attachment. Here, see, take very carefully, listen very carefully these things. This is the how emotions develops, and finally, when emotions develops, what happens with an individual? See, indulgence in sensory gratification and related contemplation leads to attachment. Means if you are, I am very much interested about my sensory gratification and always think about that, I am going to have attachment with something which I am thinking about. Further, this attachment provides basis for development of amorousness. From amorousness develops anger. Amorousness in Hindi we call it a calm. And from that amorousness, there develops an important emotion, we call it as anger. See, this is a appropriate stepwise discrimination or description of how emotions develops. So let us move to the third, that is sloka number 63, which I discussed earlier. Anger, due to amorousness, anger develops. From anger engenders whole temptation. Again, it is a kind of moh. Temptation deludes memory, which destroys intellectual ability. Eventually, individuals fall back into material world. So this is a complete cycle, dear friends, where emotions are very much significant. If they are balanced and managed well, can be instrumental in human life and vice versa too. So see, from sensory gratification to falling back into material world, it's a whole process, it's a cyclic process where emotions develops, and if these emotions are not managed well and they are not kept balanced, that can be very detrimental for not only your mental setup, your physical setup, as well as society too. And the whole purpose of human being in this world is also defeated. So these are the two. There may be other slokas in the Bhagavad Gita dealing with the emotions, but I've taken only two as considering your syllabi. Now, what are the emotions? Emotions is a word which has been derived from Latin word immove, which means move out, remove, or agitate. So let us discuss some meaning deeply. Emotions are complex pattern of arousal, subjective feeling, and cognitive interpretation. See that feeling of arousal, you know, cognitive interpretation. You see something, there's a processing going on in your brain, and you interpret what that means. Where is subjective feeling is, I'll let you know a small example. If you're sitting somewhere in an important meeting or in a classroom or somewhere there are 4 or 5 people around you or in a family you are sitting, and you felt some happiness inside you by virtue of some joke or something else, but you are not the situation is not conducive to display your emotion there. So what you do is you feel internally, but no one knows that you are happy, you are laughing, is because you are not manifesting from your physical behavior. You are feeling yourself on. That is known as subjective feeling, which means that you know what you are feeling. That is your subjective feeling. It's a crude explanation of subjective feeling. What it is strong feeling that is about emotions and an affective state of consciousness. An emotion is mental and physical feeling state that directs our attention and guides our behavior. Yes, emotions attract our attention and direct our behavior, dear friends. So it's a very important phenomena, psychophysiological phenomena. Let's define what emotions are. McDougall, he says emotion is a core instinct of human being, or you call it anything. What Woodworth says, emotion is moved or stirred up state of an organism. Means organism is stirred up, activated, aroused. That state is known as emotion. Whereas a Crow and Crow defines emotion is an affective experience that accompanies a generalized inner adjustment and mental and physiological stirred up states in the individual, and that shows itself in this overt behavior. So we have to adjust ourselves internally. There is a steering up, there is an arousal mentally as well as physiologically, and this is how we manifest it's in our overt behavior. So these are the few definitions. You can find other also, but they're very important definitions, and they define emotion to their core. So I took these emotions there. Now let us see, the next point is identified emotions. Universally there are six emotions which can be identified, which an individual experience, especially human beings experience. What are anger, disgust, fear, happiness, sadness, and surprise? These are the six universally accepted emotions that individuals experience. Izzard has proposed 10 basic emotions. What are that? Joy, surprise, anger, disgust, contempt, fear, shame, guilt, interest, and excitement. These are the 10 basic emotions proposed by the Izzard. And what Plutchik? Plutchik has done a wonderful thing. He has suggested that there are 8 basic or primary emotions which are arranged in 4 pairs of opposites. Opposites means the emotional manifestation, behavior of an individual. When you are happy, you laugh. When you are sad or you are in anger, you are behavior different. You know, I didn't need to explain what anger means. Or sometimes you are maybe facing anger from your father, your mother, and in our Haryana, there is a, we call it as a, anger means you have to be ready to face the rage of your father if you do something wrong. That anger is different from all people's. And Haryana anger is a very but different, and this emotion is a very specific. So you have to be very careful. If you have belonged to Haryana, you have to be very careful when your father is in angry mood. That time you have to be a bit very sensitive and attentive too. So let us discuss the 8 basic emotions suggested by the Plutchik. He said there are opposite pairs: joy, sadness, acceptance, disgust. These are the pairs I'm discussing. Fear, anger, and surprise, anticipation. There are the 4 pairs. So remember these 6 basic emotions. Izzard has proposed 10 basic emotions, and Plutchik has suggested 8 basic emotions and arranged in 4 pairs of opposite. So the last leg of this video is characteristics of emotions. The Silverman in 1978 suggested that. He suggested 4 characteristics. What are that? Emotions are diffused. Emotional stimulus creates similar stress and change throughout the body, irrespective of emotional behavior. Your emotional behavior may be different in your different emotions, but the internal stress and change which occur in human body by virtue of emotional stimulus or emotional activity are always similar. If you are happy, your BP will rise, your heartbeat will increase, and your eyes will dilate. Similar case with when you are angry, but when your manifestation of your emotion is different. So next characteristics is emotions are persistent. That is, if there is removal of emotional stimulus, even after removal of emotional stimulus, the emotions remain for a period of time. It's a very important. So you listen a joke today in your classroom by your teacher, and when you come to home, you still remember that, and you still have feeling of happiness and of laughter due to that joke. That is known as emotions remain for a period of time. This means emotions are persistent. Emotions are cumulative. I think you can understand the meaning of cumulative. If you don't, I know. Okay, I let you know. So when you go to attend your classes, when your professor come to your class, he asks for attendance. Today he put up first attendance 1. Next day when you go to again your class and ask for attendance once again, he put up 2. Next day 3, 4, 5. This is a cumulative. Emotions once develop tends to increase its intensity and mentally prepares an individual for response. Suppose you heard a joke or there is something that you felt some little bit of anger. There's anger developing stimulus you are getting today something due to something, but immediately your anger is not so higher level. The intensity is not so high that your emotion. After certain period of time, that intensity gradually increases, and due along with that simultaneously increase in emotional behavior. That emotion prepare individual mentally how to respond. So this is known as emotions are cumulative. And the fourth and the last is emotions are motivational. Emotions are intertwined with motivation. In Hindi we call it is emotions और मोटिवेशन का चोली दामन का साथ होता है. Emotions produce arousal that leads to motivation, which is a driving force that initiates and directs behavior. You are hungry or you are happy today. Once you are so much happy today, you are motivated enough to do and more productive. See how the emotions act as driving force. If someone frustrated you, you are angry, you are driven to take some revenge or talk something so that your individual or the stimulus that created emotion anger in you is given appropriate answer. That's a driving force, and these emotions they initiates and directs our behavior. So dear friends, motivation rewards and reinforces behavior. We well know is, so if you score a good marks in 95, 96, 97% marks in a psychology, and your teacher says wonderful my dear बहुत बढ़िया आपने किया, and similarly everyone will praise you, that praise will be rained on you. That raining praise will act as a reward and reinforcement for you, and you will try to be better in your next exam or next activity. That is known as motivation, rewards and reinforced behavior. Dear friends, this was all about emotional development part 1, and these are the references. You can cross check them always you can cross check them, and we'll be going to discuss next video will be emotional development part 2. And dear friends, till the time, if you have any doubt or anything you want to say something about my this video, you can email me or you can write in my comment box. Certainly I'll be happy to receive your comments. And one more thing, dear friends, if you like this video, you can share this content, this video, this link with your friends. But if you don't like it, kindly share with me. I'll very happy and say that I'll feel that someone is caring for me. Someone who sends critical comments, really I love them. So dear friends, for this nothing to say. Thank you, and for watching this video. Meet you soon with